My name is Jake Fertig. I am a lot of different things. I am a public school teacher. I teach art. I'm an artist, a filmmaker, union activist. Depends on who you talk to. I don't like to make things that look refined or clean or neat. I don't think that that represents life very well. I don't think it represents existence very well. I just don't think it represents me as a person very well. My favorite media to work with is trash. I am not happier than in the middle of a pile of trash and making things. It's my favorite thing to do.
While working full-time and being a filmmaker, how do you approach balancing your teaching and your art?
I don't. That's the answer. There is no such thing as balance when your work is part of your life. For teaching, I make a point that that's my 9 to 5 job. I do as much as I can in the day. I do not bring that home with me. So in any way, not just, and that was a hard thing to learn. It's not just the paperwork end of it, but also the stuff that's going on there, whatever. It can wait till tomorrow. I balance that time with my family by whenever I'm filming. I know budget stuff. It's once a month. So I have one weekend a month that I will dedicate to that. I won't do usually any more than that unless there's not another option. So right now, when you look at, like, I've got 2 projects I'm working on finishing the Killer Chicken movie this summer. And then I've got another project I'll be starting at the end of the summer. All of that is paid for outside of the little bit of money that I was able to raise by the selling of artwork. So, and all the artwork I make, almost all of it is made out of trash. So it's literally about taking stuff people throwing away and nothing, making artwork that sells, selling that artwork and using that money to make something else. So I'm just worried about using what I have, and I'm lucky to have a lot of people that support me as an artist.
Roll sound. Scene 5.
I'm
gonna
hate you.
put
I
some
hate
in your
you.
mouth.
Ow! It's really starting to hurt.
Okay, it's enough.
It's really starting to hurt. Oh, fuck. I'm done. This is over.
Okay. Good job, Ben.
I fucking hate you. I hope you burn.
And so whenever I want to make a movie, there's usually some money there to do that with. I'm able to raise money or sell artwork, which is the main way I fund the films, is I have to sell the artwork to raise the money to make the films. So you look last year, I made over 300 individual pieces of artwork and sold those last year. That's an enormous amount of labor and time that goes into that. Whereas if you make a film, you can sell that film for 20 years, you know. So it's just different processes. And so the way I've structured my business with that is to try to take advantages of those different ways of making income. It is a business. Art is a business. It's not dilettantes and grandmas sitting in the basement, you know, painting flower vases. You know, that's great if they want to do that. But if you're a real artist, it's a business. You've got to think about it that way. And so, you know, the DVDs like are $15. And that's my whole focus with making artwork of any kind, is I try to make things that normal people can afford. You know, I don't make a lot of pieces that are really big and expensive. So, and that's worked for the most part. But it's just convincing people that if you like to see these things, you have to support them, because those are also the same people that as soon as, you know, a gallery closes, they're like, oh, I loved that place and it was awesome. And when was the last time you went in there and bought something? So I think that's really it, is you just have to focus on showing people that if you want things to be here, you have to, not other people, you have to go out and do something to support them. But also that's on the artists too, because, you know, I do great business because I try to sell things that are affordable to people. If you're making paintings that are $1,000 a pop and you're mad because nobody's buying those in West Virginia, you don't know your market. You know, people here don't have that money to spend. So, you know, that's it too. Appalachia has a very, I don't want to say Appalachia, West Virginia has a very interesting aesthetic to me. That's one of the things in my artwork that I constantly address and deal with, is the fact that, like, there's age to things, there's layers to things. To me, like in terms of film and art, it's this balance between like things that are objectively creepy and that other people outside of here would think are creepy, but people that live here are comforted by. That's a lot of what I feel about the way we live here. It's And there's a lot of that could be used in film, I think, in different ways, and not just in horror film, but in lots of different film settings. There's dramas that happen here every day. There's great drama that's happened in West Virginia. I think we have one of the best histories of any state in the country when it comes to, that sort of thing going on. And it's not always sad and adverse stuff. It's, there's lots of interesting things that have happened here. And aesthetically, I don't see that as much in film. I am happy with anything that happens that gives people opportunities here. Almost always, especially in creative stuff and film. And I do think that there's too much documentary, which is funny to say on a documentary about filmmaking in West Virginia. But I spent a long time not making films and not doing projects because the people around me, and I told myself also, it's not just their fault, that, well, you want to wait till you have the right equipment or the right setting or the right funding or the right materials and to do things with. And if you wait, you're not going to get there. There's always going to be something else that you could do. A huge majority of people who say they want to make a movie or they've got a great idea for a movie will never make a movie. Okay. So make a good movie, make a bad movie, make a terrible movie. It doesn't matter. You've made a movie. So, and that's how you learn to do it anyways. It's okay. Just make the movie. Okay. And work with that. You got to work with what you have. If your goal is to make a Hollywood film and you've never made a movie before and you've never done anything like that, good luck, But in the environment we live in here, you've just got to do things and not make excuses or wait around, Cell phones have better cameras on them than the cameras I had access to for the first 10, 15 years that I was doing filmmaking. You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason to not just do the thing. That's it. Just do the thing. Use that fire to overlay it or something. That just sucks.
It does.